right? We look at this act right now as not just being completely illegal. Politics as well plays into it, and with that then we have two factors that we have to consider. So there is the opportunities that come with that and the risks that are involved. So as we look at this bill and its implementation and the political class and how they would want to jump on this or to make it difficult in the implementation phase, what are we looking at and what are some of the stopgap measures that we have to deal with that when they do come? Because remember, we are headed into 2027, and these definitely will come up. So some of the stopgap measures that perhaps the PBOs are preparing themselves to deal with.
Yeah, so stopgap measures, definitely there are some key risks. And one, we could actually look at the whole issue of self-regulation, which has been embedded in the Act, being one of those elements that can actually be used to safeguard the sector from external interference. If you look at the history of the NGO sector, in around from about 2003, 2004 onwards, about the time when we had a split of the NGO Council. Up till today, the NGO Council has never really recovered. We've had claims and even evidence that there had been quite a bit of interference with the leadership of the council, and to a large extent the trust that the sector had with the council was completely lost. Most of the time there were claims that it was political interference. And so being able to come up with self-regulation body or even a representative body that at least is guarded against that kind of interference was one of the reasons why the revision of the NGO Coordination Act actually settled for, at the very beginning, a kind of self-regulation framework that had quite diverse self-regulation bodies, so that we were not looking at just one body that could be infiltrated, but at least several that represented the interests of the sector and ensured that at least that was more effective at the grassroots level. But later on, with a lot of, I'd say, inclusion of different provisions, we ended up with now a national federation of PBOs, which now is also beginning to face quite a bit of, I'd say, challenges, because what has happened is that the NGO Council has actually insisted that they will now continue on as the new federation or the new self-regulation body. And this definitely is going to be a bone of contention to the sector, because they feel that they need to come up with a new body, and the Act actually envisaged a new body that would protect the sector and ensure coordination, accountability, transparency through self-regulation. So if we do not carefully come up with this body or carefully ensure that it is established in a way that the whole sector will have trust in it, then we might be headed back the same way in terms of the problems we had with self-regulation. The other issue is independence of the regulator or the authority, which definitely was taken care of by ensuring that the way it is established in the Act will ensure that it is safeguarded from any political interference. So again, as we head into implementation, the questions that have been raised around the independence and the way this regulatory authority is run and established will need to be really taken care of. Throughout, we have definitely seen that politics plays a very important role in the civic space expansion or shrinking. From 1990 all the way up till today, it has been a key factor in ensuring that that space is either enjoyed or problematic. We cannot